Okay, so let's start meditation. Gently adjust your body posture. Sit upright and relaxed. Try to come back to this body. Be aware of yourself. How is it sitting? How does it feel? And be friendly to yourself. Every time when we are knowing something, we also need to be aware of the attitude that we are knowing. Sometimes we are knowing something in a friendly way, and sometimes we are knowing something in a hostile way. And this fundamental attitude is very important in our meditation. And people tend to ignore this attitude because they are simply interested in what they are knowing rather than how they are knowing. And so many problems come from here. So now try to know your body in a friendly way. We are not to repress or change anything. We just know how the body is in a friendly way. And let this body breathe freely. And let it breathe in whatever way it likes, long or short, doesn't matter. And remind yourself, don't interrupt this body breathing. Leave this body to the nature and return it back to nature. And we simply know. So don't interrupt the body relaxation. If we are not controlling this body, then this body will balance itself. for every breath, in breath on out or out breath. Try to remind yourself, don't interrupt. We need to be very alert in order to maintain such non-interfering attitude. Because we are not so used to that. Usually we are always interfering. We regard ourselves as the owner, master, or manager of this body. Don't interfere and stay knowing. And maintain such pure knowing. And you need to gradually relax your mind. It is the process of settling your mind on the breath. And relax into the breath. Allow this body to stay relaxed, undisturbed. And we just know the breath. It is not something complicated. It is simple. And the synchronization of mind is the process of meditation. Making our mind being simple. Just simply knowing. It is the body breathing, not you. And you are not the one in charge of the breath. Be humble and follow the breathing. Just follow and see and do nothing. Just keep in such non-interfering awareness and wait. It's nothing more than this. And gradually you feel the distance away from the body. And you are looking at this body as looking at someone else. This is the distance of letting go. It is not an imaginary spatial distance. It is the distance of this identification. Or we may use the word alienization. It means to make something that we are familiar with to be something alien to you. And when we
그거에 대해서 이방인처럼 보라는 얘기 같아요.
when we know the body in such an alien way, then we will be mindful naturally. When suddenly you find your body is not something that you are familiar with, then you stay non-interfering. You just stay peacefully and friendly with this body. Just keep going in this way. Then you are settling down your body. You just simply leave the body here. And don't interrupt it. And now let us pay attention to the area of brain. This is the center of some subtle vibrations comes from. Now every thought will cause vibration interruption to this body. So if we want to pacify this body furthermore, we need to pacify this brain. The way we pacify is not it's not repression. It is to let it free. And just return this brain to the nature and don't interfere. If there are some thoughts that jump out automatically, it doesn't matter. And this is, you can say, it's a process of detoxification. It is the release of stress repressed. But we should keep our mind responding to this. Just simply know and do nothing. And tell yourself, don't interrupt, don't interfere this brain. Just allow it to relax. If there are many thoughts jumping out from the brain, just like you are watching a film, watching a movie in the cinema, don't get lost. Remember, you are just the one watching in the seat. You are simply the knower. You are not the actor or the director of the movie. And you are not doing anything to the movie. You're just simply sitting here and watch and keep yourself awake. And this movie will not hurt you. It does no harm to you. Only when you are deluded and you think you are the actor, then you'll be moved by the movie. So keep yourself not interfering. Just simply know. Allow this brain to settle down itself. You just stay with the breathing and don't interfere the brain. Just like a cup of water, you just leave it here and let it undisturbed, and you will settle down yourself, become calm and clear naturally. And we don't need to do anything to this process. We just watch and wait. It is the nature balancing itself. It is not your work. Just be a witness to the nature. Stay with the breath. Just be with the breath, not concentrating on the breath. You just stay with the breath without any efforts. And let your brain have the chance to relax and take rest. Be friendly and be grateful to this brain. And let its brain relax and can even take a sleep in the rhythm of breath. And you are just like a mother taking care of this sleeping baby. Stay alert and not interfering. Stay silent. Don't interrupt the baby's sleep. When you have enough time for this brain to take a rest, and then the thought will slow down or disappears. And now you're more secured to be with the breath. Just enjoy every breath at this moment. Be satisfied, be content with the breath. Now, our mind can be satisfied, and not only by gaining something that we want, but more easily is to let go the want. Simply by letting go the want, we are satisfied immediately. Relax the want. The want means the desire in your mind. And you want, you like this or you don't like this. This is also want. Once there are any wants, that means you are not satisfied in this moment. If you like something happening at this moment, that means you want to have this more or longer. If you don't like the thing happening, and you want to have less or be away from it. And in both cases, your mind is not satisfied. And if you simply relax such action of want, then you are satisfied immediately. And want is an action of the mind. It is respondence to the object that you are knowing. And all such want is the interference to the object. We want to change it. Now try to be satisfied with the present object, with the breath. let go the past and the future. We are present and we exist only at this moment. And you are knowing only at this moment. So you can be happy only in this moment. You have the choice. You can choose to be happy or unhappy. You can choose to be satisfied or unsatisfied. And all these are happening only in this moment. Be satisfied with whatever is happening now. And every breath is a blessing. Every breath is a blessing to this body and mind. And when such feeling of content accumulate, then sometimes it will naturally happen that you will have this feeling the mind is sinking down into the heart chakra area. Just like an aeroplane landing.
하트 차크라 영역으로 옮겨갑니다.
And continue to breathe with such a feeling of content.
만족스러운 마음으로 호흡을 지속합니다.
and allow this heart chakra to relax and take a deep rest in the breathing. And let it rest in such feeling of peace and harmony, undisturbed. Just like a peaceful lake in the forest. And there's nothing disturbing, the water surface be like a mirror, peaceful and still. Just breathe peacefully and don't interfere this peaceful lake. Keep non-interfering awareness. Don't interfere the nature. Don't engage yourself into the phenomena. If you don't engage, then everything happening is the nature. Then now we can let go this heart chakra. Just come to the awareness itself. And let go the whole body. And there is no shape, no form of self. The mind itself has no form, no shape. Therefore, it has no boundaries. Just open up your mind to all directions and delete all the boundaries, all the shapes, forms.
마음을 모든 방향으로 열어놓고 경계를 지워버립니다.
And this is the original phase of the mind. It has no forms, no shape. Because it is not attached to anything as itself. And once the mind attached to anything, identifies with anything, then it becomes that thing. It is limited to that thing. Give up the intention to identify with anything. And this is the state when the mind is in is most relaxed. We understand that attachment is an action. Is an action requires applying force. And it is a burden for the mind. And this is the relaxation of the mind itself. The breath is still there. It is just like a fish swimming in the boundless ocean. It happens inside the awareness. Actually, it is the activity of the mind itself. Breath is the activity of mind. Just simply know the breathing without attachment. without self-identification. This is the knowing of the most relaxed form. And naturally, it is not you who is knowing. It is the knowing happens itself. The breathing is happening itself. The knowing is also happening itself. And they are none of your business. It is completely unnecessary for such concepts of self. It is the nature being here. There is the breathing and there is the knowing. And that's all. No self. Completely unnecessary to have a self. To witness in this way is to know something as it is. There are no names and no imagination. What we believe something as self or ego is simply an imagination or a concept. And naturally they are just phenomena happening, including the knowing, including the breathing. But you can't find anything as self being here. Just face to this truth honestly. All things are happening according to the conditions. And there is no one can own, no one can rule all this. The nature doesn't belong to anyone. And this body and mind also belong to the nature. And when we surrender this body and mind to the nature, we find that we have nothing left. Besides all the phenomena happening, we have nothing left. And all the phenomena are happening only in the present moment. And there is always only one phenomenon happening in the present moment. And once it happens, it becomes the past, immediate. Whatever we are knowing, whatever we are perceiving, it's just like this. Once they come to the present, then they disappears. They become the past forever. No one, nothing has belong to you. Not even a thought. You can own nothing in such stream of existence. Everything is passing away every moment. The whole world is renewed in every moment. And disappears in every moment. This is the truth of present moment. Okay, now let us transfer the merit in the mind. May all the merit that we gain from the meditation worship the triple gem in our mind.
영상의 모든 선업을 삼보에 기하도록 합니다.
And may this mind grow in the triple gem.
이 마음이 삼보 속에서 성장하도록 합니다.
And may all sentient beings share our merit.
모든 생명 있는 존재들과 이 선업을 함께 나누도록 합니다.
And may they be well and happy.
그들이 행복하기를 기원합니다.
May they also grow in the triple gem.
그들 모두가 삼보 속에서 성장하기를 바랍니다.
Okay, how is the translation today? Is that satisful? Is that successful?
Very good.
And how is the meditation experience for those English speakers? Is it better?
다른 외국분들.
Yeah.
저 근데
And next time, yes, next time when you help the translation, you can switch to the interpretation channel. Sometimes Humi help the translation, right? And you can switch the channel first. Do you understand?
잘 안 바뀌네. 어떻게 잘 모르겠. I don't know.
근데 스님 그 원본 형식 유지하면 스님 목소리만 들리고 한국말을 선택하면 통역만 들려서 이게 같이 안 들려서 지금 굉장히 저는 계속 당황해서 이렇게도 해보고 저렇게도 해보고 막 그런데 다른 분들도 그러시나요?
네, 잘 안 되네요. 영어랑 같이 들으려고 하는데 한국어만 들리거나 영어만 들리거나
네,
그렇게 돼요.
예. 다른 분도 그러셨군요.
Okay, any questions?
좀 더 찾아봐야 될 것 같아요. 연구해봐야 될 것 같아요.
이렇게 채널을 만든 이유가 있나요? 둘 다 들을 수 있었잖아요, 원래가.
제가 설명을 할게요. 왜냐면은 말레이시아나 다른 영어로만 듣는 분들이 우리가 통역하면서 시간이 이제 많이 가기도 하고 그러니까 집중이 좀 이렇게 흐려져서 이제 채널을 2개로 나눈 거예요.
저희 입장에서는 지금 말씀하신 것처럼 둘 다 듣는 게 좋은 것 같아서. 예.
스님한테 얘기해 드리세요.
Sorry, I just missed the previous part because I just changed to this channel now. Can you? Yeah. Mm. Mm. But is it possible to maybe say for if you open 2 meeting rooms, or is there any other methods we can solve it?
제가 한번 조사를 해볼게요. 방법을 찾아보겠습니다.
지금은 둘 다 들리는 거는 되게
아,
웃긴 건가요?
Mm.
아니요. 지금은 둘 다 들려서. 아까 명상할 때는 하나만 들리는데.
그러게요. 왜 그런지 모르겠네요. 좀 익숙해지면 방법을 확인할 수 있을 것 같은데. 가은이가 혹시 알면 얘기 좀 해줄래?
So when you, I want to ask, when you are in the Korean channel, can you hear the original audio? That means my voice.
Yes. What?
지금은 들리는데 아까 명상할 때는 안 들렸죠? 왜?
이게
Why is that?
So when you select the Korean channel, there's this.
And now can those English speakers hear my voice? All of you can hear my voice, right? So now you can hear the both channels. I don't know how to deal with this technical thing.
아니 엄마.
But if I speak this channel now, so can you hear me?
Everyone can hear you in every channel.
Okay.
Because there's this button where you can turn the original channel off and on. And it's the default is that it's on, so like Koreans can hear you speaking English and then the translation.
Then why they are saying that they can only listen to one language?
Oh, that's because there's something wrong with their setting.
Oh, okay. So maybe you can help her to solve the problem.
Yeah.
가은이가 설명을 해줘. 무슨 말인지.
그러니까
오케이.
이제 그 한국어 채널을 누르시면 원본 오디오 음소거가 뜨거든요. 제가 보기에는. 제가 볼 때는 핸드폰으로는 지금 뜨는데 이 원본 오디오 음소거가 되면 아잔지 소리가 안 들리고 음소거가 안 되면 아잔지 소리도 들리고 통역도 들리고 이런 거거든요.
근데 제가 다 해봤는데 그거를 음소거를 해도 안 들리고 그걸 체크 안 해도 안 들리고 좀 처음에 막 이렇게 들렸다 점점 작아지면서 아자님 목소리가 사라져요. 그 2개를 다 해봤어요, 저는.
근데 그런 거 아니에요? 오디오 2개가 충돌되면 한국어가 먼저 나오는 그런 건가?
지금은 둘 다 들리잖아요.
이상하게 지금은 둘 다 들려.
아자님 스님 뭔가 바꾸신 건 아닐까요? 중간에?
아잔? Did you
Yes.
change some kind of setting during the meditation?
No.
No.
So now I switched myself to the Korean channel.
Okay.
Okay, now let me try the original audio. So now I'm speaking the original. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
So this is the one that I used during the meditation.
Okay.
So suppose there's no change, right? So everyone can hear my voice.
Well, I think we'll just try to figure this out in another session, and then figure out a way to do it.
All right.
Mm.
So, but anyway, today is very much improved. The both of you have a more peaceful meditation.
Cool.
I mean, both English speakers and also Koreans.
실비아님 통역해 주세요. 사람들이 아자님.
Yeah. So,
네.
저는 질문이 그래서 하나 있는데요. 저는 질문을 해도 되는 건가요?
yes.
저는 이 명상이 지금 3번째지만 이렇게 그동안 통역이 잘 안 되는 동안에만 제가 참여를 했었어서 이렇게 풀리 이 명상을 한 거가 아님에도 여기에서 같이 이렇게 하는 걸로 굉장히 좋은 변화를 가져왔거든요. 그래서 저는 그 아자님의 소리를 저희가 듣는 게 명상에 더 좋은 효과를 주는 게 아닌가. 그게 좀 궁금합니다.
Yeah, so I guess you can hear my voice just like I'm now speaking, right? You can hear perfectly. I don't understand why you can't hear during the meditation.
네.
Yeah.
찾아보.
Maybe my voice was too soft during the meditation.
No, I could hear it perfectly.
Yeah, maybe next time you can use the earphone. It may help.
네, 아자님이 말씀하실 때
the only one voice is muted during the meditation. For those who choose the original audio, it's the interpretator only. So all the others voices can be heard by everyone. I suppose it is like this, right?
Yes, the interpreter's audio is muted. Is it me?
네
Hello?
소리가 잘 안 들렸어.
나?
뭐라고 했나 지금?
왜?
안 들렸어 소리가.
왜 안 들리지?
지금 들려야지. 다시
뭐였지?
들려.
뭐라고 해야 되나? Yeah, the interpreter's audio is muted for English speakers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's quite perfect solution, right? It's good for everyone. People have a choice to listen to the interpretation or not, because for those English speakers, they don't need to listen to the Korean, and they don't understand. Right? Okay. So is there any question related to meditation?
I have one.
가은이가 질문한 것 같은데.
Yes, guys.
가은 질문.
Recently
I can't hear you.
hello?
Yes, now it's better.
Okay, recently I have been a little bit irritated. So like I used to be more calm and easygoing, but now I'm a little bit more irritated at many things. I don't know why, but is it because of is it because my practice is going wrong, or like is it because I started working? I don't know why, but so it's certainly a setback, right?
If we don't attach to a certain kind of personality, that we regard that this is me, I am like this, I have all these characteristics, and actually there's nothing that we can think is the self, and all the habits in our personality is always changing, evolving, is changing all the time, according to what we are facing to, and all the conditions, all the external conditions. So it is not surprising that we find we have some change in our thinking or in our emotions, because they are impermanent. And if you want to cultivate a better emotional habit, we need to practice more loving kindness to yourself. Everyone needs this. I don't think that you are always easygoing, you are always happy. It's not permanent. When things change, then you will change also. You understand? And sometimes we are not actually the one as we think, and this happens quite often. We believe we are of a certain kind of personality, but actually it's not, or in other people's eyes, you are not. And this is possible.
오케이. 그래서 제가 질문한 거는 이제 예전에는 좀 편안하고 이제 그 이완돼 있었다면 요새 좀 짜증이 많이 나는데 왜 그런지, 뭐 이제 수행 뭐라고 해야 되나, 그런 게 좀 잘 안 되는 건지 물어봤는데, 아잔유께서는 이제 모든 게 영원한 게 없기 때문에 내 성격도 변할 수도 있고 상황에 따라서 그리고 이제 내가 생각하는 나라는 자신에 대한 나의 이미지가 이제 생각과는 다르고 다른 사람이 보는 것과 다를 수 있습니다.
If we practice correctly, and naturally there will be the increase of happiness in our mind. When we are happy, then all the negative aversion will disappear. They cannot exist at the same time, including the anger, jealousy, boredoms, or all those negative disliking emotions will disappear. It cannot exist together with happiness. And such happiness is something we need to cultivate. When we are satisfied with our present object, then the mind is at rest. When it is taking rest and you accumulate more energy, and such energy will naturally make you have the feeling of happiness. When you're emotionally tired, you are impossible to be happy.
그래서 이제 그 보통 행복하다고 느낄 때는 사람들이 이제 여보세요?
안
저기요?
들려.
들려?
이제 조그맣게 들려.
왜 조그맣게 들리지?
됐어. 이제 잘 들려요.
어쨌든 뭐 이제 행복하다고 생각할 때는 이제 보통은 행복을 느낄 때는 이제 짜증을 내거나 화를 내거나 이런 것이 불가능합니다. 그래서 이런 긍정적인 에너지가 많아야 이제 행복하다고 느끼게 됩니다.
Just come back to stay with yourself. Then the mind is accumulating more positive energy. If we are always running and chasing outside for the food of the senses, then we are actually exhausting the energy of mind. And when we are doing this very much, then the mind will be exhausted. This is a very important point to keep yourself happy.
그래서 이제 행복하게 사는 방법 중에 하나는 이제 외부를 계속 쫓아다니지 말고 자기 자신을 돌아와서 거기에 집중하는 것입니다.
And another way of exhaustion is our negative thinking. If we always thinking in a negative way, criticizing other people, or we simply follow other people's negative way of thinking, we are exhausting.
그리고 이제 한 가지 더는 이제 부정적인 생각입니다. 우리가 항상 부정적으로 생각하거나 혹은 다른 사람의 부정적 생각을 따라가면은 굉장히 지치게 됩니다.
When we are communicating with other people or even just reading a book, our mind will naturally imitating, is learning from other people's states of mind. It happens naturally. If we are not mindful, then we will follow other people's mental states.
그래서 우리가 이제 알아차림이 없으면 다른 사람들의 책을 읽는다는 등의 행위를 할 때도 그런 것에 이제 따라가게 됩니다.
And this is also a way of exhausting our energy.
이것도 우리의 에너지를 이제 소모하는 일입니다.
So be mindful, be kind, and be gentle.
그래서 알아차림을 가지시고 이제 친절하시고 그리고 부드러우세요.
And if you have time, just come back to do a meditation, to take a deep rest.
그리고 이제 명상을 할 시간이 됐을 때 깊이 쉬세요.
A happy mind will naturally find something interesting in our life. It's not a kind of sense of craving, but we will find things interesting because we are full of energy.
행복한 마음은 이제 뭔가 감각적 쾌락을 쫓진 않지만 우리가 에너지로 가득 차 있기 때문에 인생에서 뭔가 흥미로운 것들을 막 찾아다니게 됩니다.
Just like a young child, you find everything interesting.
Young child?
Young child.
What's young child?
Young. It's a children.
Young child. 마치 이제 어린아이가 이제 모든 것을 흥미롭게 보는 것 같습니다.
When we are young, we will find everything interesting. Right? We are not bored.
우리가 어릴 때는 우리는 모든 걸 신기합니다. 우리는 지루해하지 않습니다.
So if you keep yourself simple and pure, and your mind just like child.
그래서 당신의 마음을 단순하고 이제 순수하게 만들면 당신의 마음은 아이와 같습니다.
But you have something more than a child. That is your wisdom.
하지만 당신은 아이보다 더 많은 게 있습니다. 그것은 당신의 지혜입니다.
So this is a way to keep ourselves happy.
이것이 이제 우리 스스로를 행복하게 유지하는 방법입니다. Ajahn?
Yes.
Just one short question too, sorry. But you know, like when you're with other people, you feel their emotions. Hello? And then you believe that you have felt other people's emotions, but sometimes that is not correct. So like, should you logically derive other people's emotions, or should you try to empathize and feel their emotions? Like, which one is more correct?
Don't take it as your duty. Otherwise it becomes your burden. And sometimes if their negative emotions are too strong, and it is difficult, if not impossible, to change. And if you think that I have the duty to change him or her, then you will suffer yourself.
No, like I don't think I have the duty to change other people's feelings, but like when I'm trying to read other people's feelings, do you feel it with heart, or do you try to logically infer it? Which one is better?
We need both. Human has two, have left and right brains, right? Two brains, and we both of them are functioning, and they may happen naturally. We are not to ignore the reason or ignore the emotions. We have both, and then we can understand people better.
Okay. 일단은 제가 드린 질문이 이제 사람들의 감정을 읽으려고 할 때 느낌으로 느껴지는 것을 믿어야 되는지 아니면은 뭐 논리적으로 추론할 수 있는 것을 믿어야 되는지 여쭤봤는데 아자님께서 둘 다 같이 사용을 해야 된다. 왜냐하면 우리가 이제 좌뇌가 있고 우뇌가 있듯이 우리는 그 기능들을 다 복합적으로 사용해야 된다고 하셨습니다.
For those who emphasize only the right brain or the emotional one, then he or she will have a problem when they are attached to other people's mental state too strong, and they have no way to find a way out, and it is very painful. With the left brain functioning, we have the wisdom to withdraw ourselves from other people's feeling. And it is also very important.
그래서 이제 아전님께서 말씀하신 것은 이제 그 우리가 이제 정서적인 뇌를 계속 쓰는 사람들은 이제 다른 사람의 어떤 감정에 너무 집착하게 되고 거기에 휩쓸리게 된다고 하셨습니다. 그래서 논리적인 그 지혜를 사용하게 돼서 거기서 벗어날 수도 있다고 하셨습니다.
And cultivate the left and the right brain in a good form is wisdom and loving kindness.
그래서 좌뇌와 우뇌를 둘 다 이제 발전시키는 것은 이제 지혜를 가진 자비를 행하는 것입니다.
And wisdom and loving kindness should be working together.
그래서 지혜와 이제 자비는 같이 일어나야 됩니다.
Okay. I found there's a question right here from the Google form. Okay, so the question asks, in mainland China, Buddhism is being oppressed. In Tibet, and for example, monasteries and dwellings have been demolished by the government, and the Dalai Lama could not return. What is Ajahn response to this? This is obviously not a Dhamma question. It is a political question, right? I don't want to respond to any political questions. If it is about Buddhism, so of course, if Buddhism can spread freely on the earth, it is perfect, right? But things are not always perfect, and we should treasure the Dhamma that we can still hear today. It is impermanent. Don't take it for granted. Maybe someday we don't have any more chance to listen to Dhamma. Maybe Buddhism disappears from the world, or any other reasons. Maybe war, maybe some reason that we cannot think of. So it is possible. Everything is impermanent. So just treasure what you have already gained and take it into actual practice. Don't wait. Don't waste your time. Even you have, don't be too interested in such political opinions. It helps nothing for your own practice. Right? Yes, choose your hand.
Yeah. Good evening, Ajahn. I have one question regarding the right brain and the left brain. So is mano the left brain, the analytical brain, the thinking brain? Mano is it the left brain? Mano, what? MANO?
M-A or minor, right?
No, mano. I think it's a Pali word.
Or
So
mana, M-A-N-A,
yes.
right?
Yeah, mana, yeah.
Well, mana simply means the sense, the sixth sense organ, but it doesn't explain clearly whether it is a physical organ or a mental organ, right? Someone understand that it is some kind of a mental meaning. It's a mental organ. It doesn't have a physical form. But there are still someone think that mana means the physical brain, because this is the sense organ, the sixth sense organ that we have. So with this organ, we can perceive the thoughts or emotions or memories, anything happen in the brain. So it is a sense organ, just like eyes and ears. So personally, I think I agree to this opinion. The mana, the sixth organ, sense organ, is the brain, and it maybe has some kind of mental corresponding parts. I mean, it exists not only in a physical form but also in a mental form. It is possible. It may have two dimensions. Who knows? But we simply understand it is a sense organ, and it's a sense organ that can know the mental activities like memory, feeling, thoughts, emotions. This is the sense object of the brain. Okay.
I don't really understand the difference between mana and chitta. Chitta is the emotional part of it, and mana is the rational.
There are three terms, or maybe let the translator translate the previous question first. Okay, so your second question is about citta and mana, right? These two words. And actually, in the Bali terms, there are three terms that are often used when we are referring to mental parts or spiritual parts, which is citta, mana, and vijnana. Three terms, right? And in most conditions, they are meaning the same. And meaning the knower or the function of knowing of the mind. It refers to the function of knowing. It is not necessarily physical or mental, but it means simply refer to the function of knowing. So in most of the cases, we can understand in this way. They are referring to the same, referring to the awareness itself. But in some cases, they may have some subtle difference. Just like when we are saying the sense organ, the sixth sense organ, we will normally refer as mana, not citta, not vijnana. But when we are talking about the khandhas, aggregates, right? In the 5 aggregates, we normally use vijnana. So it depends on the sentence, the meaning of sentence. But generally, they have the same meaning. And it means the awareness. Okay, can you translate? I guess the word mana means in English is corresponding to the word mind. They have the same root. And citta usually translate as well. There are different kinds of translation, but I guess it's more close to the word heart. It's not a physical heart. It means the emotional heart, mental heart. And the word vijnana in English, it is usually translated as consciousness.
의식.
Okay. So any more questions?
Thank you, Ajahn.
So if no more questions, then we can end here today. The translator is good. Very fast. Okay, see you next week.
Bye bye.